Thank you to everyone who liked the movies and signed up for the channel. These two easy things help me a lot. Also, my best exchange is a great place to buy XRP if you need it. Keep it down in the video's caption. So let's get started, and I hope you all enjoy what's coming up. Okay, let's get right to the XRP ETF news. It looks like a big XRP ETF will be going live a lot sooner than I think people first thought. Eleanor Tarrant just wrote a new blog post that makes it look like the Canary Fund's XRP ETF will go live tomorrow at 5:30. You guys should be really excited because Canary is the first big ETF filer to finish an XRP ETF, and it doesn't look like it will stop there. A lot of other XRP ETFs are almost done. We have 21 shares, Pro shares, Bitwise, Coin shares, Volatility shares, Franklin Templeton, and a few others that are almost ready. If I understand correctly, we should see about 18 of them before the end of the year. A lot of these people will have to hurry up after Canary goes live. I mean, all of these smaller right-hand people are important, but not as important as a BlackRock. Everyone is working hard to get as much AUM in as fast as possible because they know that when BlackRock and Fidelity show up, the whole thing will change. Those are the ETFs that are most likely to get the most AUM. These guys have every reason to get these things up and running as quickly as possible and put as much XRP into them as quickly as they can. It's like a race between them, and this will make things worse because they will all be bidding on the retail and institutional market to get as much money into XRP that hasn't been introduced to it yet as quickly as possible. About 11 of these are ready to go, and soon after, some big ones should come along. I keep getting asked when BlackRock will step in. I believe that everything will depend on how well these ETFs do. When people expect these ETFs to do really well, BlackRock will be there very quickly. Maybe BlackRock will wait a little longer to jump in if things are moving a little more slowly and we don't know how quickly they'll be up and running with real institutional business. BlackRock is basically just deciding how late they are going to be at this party. BlackRock, right now, I can tell you that there is a plan for an ETF that includes XRP. But whether that plan goes all the way to the end of next year or just happens in the next quarter depends on how much people want these ETFs. BlackRock wasn't the first company to file for a Bitcoin ETF, but I think they knew there would be a lot of interest. I think there are more questions than answers about things like these XRP ETFs. It will be interesting to see how quickly BlackRock steps in, and that will depend a lot on how much interest there is in these things at first. I'd also like to thank Bitwise. Their choice to use the ticker XRP for the XRP ETF is brilliant in my view. A lot of people are probably just going to put XRP into their brokerage and choose that, since the ticker for some of these 21 shares is TOXR. While the other one is called XRPK or XRPZ, I would choose XRB if I didn't know any better. Just so you know, this is something to bring to your attention. I believe Bitwise made a good choice when they chose the number XRP. Still, I want to talk about what I think these XRP ETFs will do. When we have this talk, it's so important to know how the market works. A lot of people get this wrong. They say that the XRP ETFs are here and that this is going to happen right away. Do you think this will happen the day they go live? It is very important to know how markets work. Things will go wrong when you least expect them to. The market works that way. That's what I put out this morning. What do I mean? When news comes out, it needs to surprise the market in order for it to really respond to it. We don't have an official number for the market right now, but it seems like it's really a scale, right? What are the overs and what are the populists thinking? What is the general feeling? If the market thinks these things will do 10 million in volume and they do 10 million in volume, I don't think it will significantly change the price of XRP. When these go live, I think they will have a huge effect on the price of XRP. The market is expected 10 million, but they get 100 million. In the long run, though, I think these ETFs will have effects that can't be seen on a single day. And the reason for that is that I think many of these organizations are probably getting ahead of some of this demand. To buy XRP, they are working with Ripple. Some of this could be going on over the counter. When does the market start to appreciate a lot? I don't think it will happen today. The Bitcoin ETFs were the same way. The Bitcoin ETFs were made public. Even though they were trading a lot, the market wasn't really changing. Everyone thought, what the heck? This goes on and on. It's being held back. Not that. The market won't really respond all at once if it knows it's coming. These differences in supply and demand don't really change the price for a long time. I'm not talking about years here. I'm talking about weeks and months for this demand to really start showing up on the spot market. I also think that the XRP ETFs will get a lot of attention from big institutions. The market is going to be surprised by the good news about the traffic. Over the long run, I think this will have a big effect on the price of XRP. However, there are some things that could stop that from happening right now. I'd like to quickly talk about those things. The fact that XRP is going down is one of the most important things we're looking at right now. So far, XRP hasn't been able to break out of this decline. XRP needs to break out of this slump before it can start going up in value. There will be a vote tomorrow to open the government again. In my view, that is going to be one of the most important things for this XRP ETF to get priced in correctly. For the next 2 months, the market won't care about an XRP ETF if it's upset about the government. Everyone will be happy again if the government opens again. Things seem to be going in the right direction, according to everyone. For sure, people will be very excited when this XRP ETF finally comes out, but it's clear that crypto ETFs are not the main story in the market right now. The government shutdown is all that people can think about. The market hates uncertainty, and I think that the government shutdown is a huge source of uncertainty, no matter how stupid or silly it is. I keep telling the market that the government will be, but they want to have a fit about it right now. This looks like a kid, because you knew what he did would lead to a 10-minute timeout, and he knows he'll be out of it in 10. You might think it's silly that your child is crying all the way to his room while he's in one. Things don't change, though. Still, the response needs to be dealt with, and that's what the market is doing with this shutdown. It's clear that it's ending. Everyone is aware that it won't have much of an effect on the business. In a broad sense, everyone knows that the government is still functioning. People are just choosing not to do some things. It will end, but the market will be crazy about it until it does.